Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, back again with another Ask Lee video Q&A. Now today I've got an interesting question from Yasir. And Yasir is one of my Inner Circle Coaching Club students, and he was asking me if I'd put together a video talking about Ramadan, which is basically fasting from sunrise to sunset with no food or water. And he wants to know how to go about building muscle and losing fat during this religious time. And he says, I'd appreciate it if you made a video on this topic, since you have a large Muslim following who's going to be going through this phase of Ramadan very soon. Alright, well, thanks for that question, Yasir. And to help answer this question, help give me, I guess, a better understanding of what it is that you're going through, I went in on the Google machine and did my homework to get some more information about Ramadan. So, let's start from the basics. What is Ramadan? Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, and for every day during this month, Muslims around the world spend the daylight hours in a complete fast. They abstain from food, drink, and other physical needs during the daylight hours as a way to purify the soul and refocus their attention on God and practice self-sacrifice. Muslims are called upon to use this month to reevaluate their lives in the light of Islamic guidance. They are to make peace with those who have wronged them, strengthen ties with family and friends, and do away with bad habits. They say during Ramadan, every part of the body must be restrained. The tongue must refrain from backbiting and gossip. The eyes must refrain from looking at unlawful things. The hand must not touch or take anything that does not belong to it. The ears must refrain from listening to idle talk or obscene words. And the feet must refrain from going to sinful places. In such a way, every part of the body observes the fast. Therefore, fasting is not merely physical, but rather the total commitment of the person's body and soul to the spirit of the fast. Ramadan is a time to practice self-restraint, a time to cleanse the body and soul from impurities and refocus oneself on the worship of God. So that is an overview of what Ramadan is. Now, how can you tie in your bodybuilding training with Ramadan? And as I was kind of giving it some thought, it's actually not a bad scenario that you're going through here. You can use this to your advantage to actually help you make better progress in the long run. And how you can use it as that is think of Ramadan as a time of active recovery, as a time to let your body rest, recover, and grow from the rigors of day-to-day training. I mean, just like you're letting your mind and spirit cleanse itself during this month of Ramadan, you can let your body refresh itself as well. So scale back the intensity of your workouts and focus on active recovery. I mean, you don't have to quit working out, you just have to scale things back. So you're not going to push yourself to failure, and you're not going to have really high expectations. Just focus on going through the motions with your workouts and focus on letting your body recover. Let all those nagging aches and pains and muscle pulls or joint strains or anything like that, use this as a month to let all those little things recover, rest, so that when you are finished with Ramadan and you can get back to a normal lifestyle of eating and drinking and all that kind of stuff, you can get back to serious training as well. And I mean, this is a smart thing to do for anybody, regardless if you're a Muslim or not. It's a good idea to scale back your training every now and then and give your body a rest. So for Muslims, you have a scheduled time of year when you can actually focus on this. And that's what I would use Ramadan for if I had to go through this practice. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is the idea of restricting your fluid intake. I mean, most programs that incorporate fasting, whether it's intermittent fasting or whatever type of fasting, it's usually just fasting with food. It's not restricting your liquid. So I'm not a huge fan of trying to restrict your fluid intake, but the main thing is it's only a temporary thing. So in the greater scheme of things, it's not going to really set you back as long as you do it smart. So what I would focus on, if I had to go through this myself, what I would focus on is during the evening hours when you are allowed to eat and drink, focus primarily on getting some fluid in your system to rehydrate your body. That's priority number one. The food is secondary. I mean, your body can go a lot longer without food than it can without water. And with going without food, it's okay because you can tap into your stored body fat for energy. But your body doesn't store excess water. It just gets dehydrated. So you need to focus primarily on your hydration, getting a lot of fluid in your system. And if I were following this, I would keep a water bottle with me at all times throughout the evening and throughout the night, and sip on it frequently to help replenish the fluids that you lose and to prepare your body for the next day of fasting. So that's the top priority, is getting fluids in your system and also getting electrolytes in your system. I mean, with your food, it'd be a good idea to purposely add extra salt to your food to help replenish the sodium that you lose, and to make sure that you're eating a lot of potassium as well to keep those electrolytes high. But as far as the diet, it's okay to go through a temporary phase of lower calories, lower protein intake and all that, and use it as a detox phase. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And like I said, that will give your metabolism a rest as well as your body, so that when you go back to regular eating and drinking and training, you'll make much better progress thereafter. Ramadan is a time for mental, spiritual, and physical rest and rejuvenation. And you can apply that to your workouts as well, and just realize that once Ramadan is over, you will be able to return to your regular schedule with renewed physical energy and renewed enthusiasm to give it your best and to reach some new personal records in the gym. So hopefully this video helps. And for those of you who have actually went through Ramadan and followed a bodybuilding training program along with it, I'd be interested to hear your comments and feedback. So for those of you who are Muslim and are following a bodybuilding program, how do you go about Ramadan? I'd be interested to hear your feedback, and I'm sure Yasir would appreciate it as well. So please post your comments and feedback in the comment section below, and I'll chat with you down there. And in the meantime, stay tuned for some more future Ask Lee video Q&A coming your way. Take care. Over and out. And if you enjoyed this video, then you'll love my free bodybuilding tips email newsletter. Just head on over to my website at leehayward.com and enter your name and email address in the form, and I'll personally keep you up to date with all my latest training and nutrition tips to help you build muscle and burn body fat. Again, this is totally free of charge. All you have to do is head on over to my website, leehayward.com, for all the details.